So today was an exact repeat of yesterday, and the stock market crashed very, very hard for the second day in a row. The SPY is currently down 2.74% on the day, and it is also trending down during extended hours trading. Within Trader Society, we absolutely crushed it again. I had a phenomenal trade on Walmart put options, making an 80% return in just 10 single minutes. Within this video, I'm going to be teaching you the strategies that we are using step by step to consistently make money within the stock market. We're going to be doing a market recap. I'm going to be recapping the trades that were made today. I'm going to be giving some shout outs to some members who made some phenomenal trades on their own. And I'm also going to be preparing you to trade the best setups at the best prices. I got some new setups lined up for next week at some phenomenal prices, and these are going to be amazing game-changing money-making opportunities. So make sure you stay to the end of this video. Without further ado, let's get right into this video lesson. So congratulations for those of you who killed it today. Within these past 2 days alone, if you were to buy puts at the key resistance levels towards open, and if you were to, play those puts and be patient with them, this is the type of situation within the past 2 days where you could have turned $5,000 into over $50,000. That's just the situation in the crazy market we're in. You guys are well aware in terms of my best price to buy SPY puts. It was at this gap fill level right here. There was a gap to fill at 451.03. The high of day on SPY yesterday was 450.01. It almost got there. It had a double top, so you could have played it as a partial gap close reversal, which means it partially fills that gap, and then it has a reversal. It had the double top in the morning. Had a lot of people play SPY puts. I went with the Tesla puts yesterday. Those absolutely printed. With that being said, in terms of the game plan, and I just want to share with you in terms of the watch list, this is the watch list. This is the stock analysis that I send out to members within Trader Society whenever there's an important update. As you can see right here, we had called this big move out in advance. I want to show you guys in terms of my thoughts on VIX. This was posted on April 18th, right here. I had said VIX is due for a break above $26 possibly this week. And as you can see, this week VIX finally had the breakout. When VIX goes up, SPY goes down. And you could see VIX had a huge day going from 24.86. It had a gap close reversal this morning. As you can see right here, it filled the gap at the key support level. It had a reversal, and then it shot up to new highs, having that $26 breakout. VIX was a phenomenal gap close reversal opportunity. You can see right here. That's why you got to watch those key gap close reversal levels. Then it shot up and it had its breakout above $26. Excuse me. So yeah, VIX is currently breaking out as we were expecting, and the SPY is getting absolutely slaughtered on its way to fill this gap at 417, which is going to be the best price to dip by SPY calls into next week. We're most likely heading down there. I'm going to be going over that here soon. In terms of the SPY, the game plan today, and this is pretty wild, I posted this within the watch list right here, waiting on SPY to fill the gap at 438.06 for a potential trading opportunity. So that gap actually filled in the pre-market. If you watched the video yesterday, we had discussed that 438.06 was the best price to buy SPY puts. And if you look in the pre-market, it topped multiple times at 438.06 right here, and then it pulled back to 436.20 right here at 438.06. This is the second day in a row where the strategy basically got you in at the exact highs, at the exact top with this gap close reversal strategy. And then SPY sold off very, very hard once it cracked that pre-market low at 434, that pre-market support. If you were to check the daily in terms of yesterday, it closed week at the lows. People were asking me towards midday, what do you think of SPY? I was telling them it's most likely going to close weak at the lows like it did yesterday. Who's going to want to hold and buy a falling knife over the weekend, right? People are going to be selling. That selling pressure is going to start to get created once SPY cracks this key support level right here at 436 and at 435.60, this key support zone with big upside. Once that cracks and reacts as a resistance, which it did multiple times in the pre-market at market open, it's going to sell off hard. Instead of having that big upside move, it's going to have the big downside move like it did yesterday. And if you look at the daily chart, the next overall support level on the SPY, once it cracks 433 on the daily, your next support is all the way at 424.80 towards the bottom of this candle. Once it cracks 424.80, then it fills this gap at 417, right? So this was a classic gap close reversal in the pre-market. I didn't play the SPY puts. We had plenty of members who did, who absolutely crushed it. Big shout out to them. What I ended up doing was I played Walmart puts, and these made 80% in 10 minutes. Imagine making an 80% return on your contracts in just 10 minutes. This was by far one of my quickest ROIs. This was a great trade, and this is the power of Friday expirations, using the same day expirations, right? The zero day expiration. So you can see right here in terms of my alerts, I alerted that I had bought, where is it? Walmart puts right here. So right here, I bought these Walmart puts at 10 cents. The bid was 9 cents, the ask was 10 cents. I bought them at 10 cents, and this was alerted at 10:42 a.m. So if we go to 10:42 a.m. and if we go to the put option contract that I bought, which was a 157.5 out of money strike, it's crazy because these exploded. Like if you were patient with puts today and yesterday, you could have made an absolute killing. But these puts absolutely it's so crazy what these puts did. But if you look right here, you could see in terms of the alert, it was at 10:40 a.m. So if we go to 10:40, let's see. So right here, it was alerted at 10:42 a.m. and then I sold at 10:50 a.m. and then I sold the rest at 10:51 a.m. So if we go to the timestamps, you can see right here at 10:42 a.m. This is when it was alerted, when it was trading at 10 cents. And then just a couple minutes later, in less than 10 minutes, it shot up to 20 cents. These contracts doubled. And then you could see 10 minutes after that, they went straight back and even lower than my initial entry. So it's a good thing that I sold and locked in my gains right here at 10:50 a.m., right? That's where I sent out the alert at 10 a.m. to sell and to lock in profits. That was literally, you could have made an 80% return in less than 10 minutes. These absolutely printed. Look at how wild this is. These were at 3 cents at 3:41 p.m. At 3:41 p.m., these were at 3 cents. They shot up to 85 cents. That's like a 30x return. That's nearly a 3,000% return. It's just so crazy what you can do with put options in this market when it's falling like a knife. Like I said, within these past 2 days, people who were patient with puts, they could have made an absolute fortune just within these 2 days trading the options. But this move right here, where Walmart went from 158 all the way down to 157, those puts went from 3 cents to 85 cents. I just showed you on the chart. It's absolutely crazy. All it did was go from 158 to 157 in a couple minutes, dropped $1. Puts went from 3 cents to 85 cents. It's just so crazy what you can do with these put options. So in terms of the strategy with this play, I was looking at the daily chart on Walmart and I was saying, we're sitting towards all-time highs. This is nearly a triple top. Last time it formed this candlestick, which was right here, this bearish pin, what did it do? It sold off very, very hard. It sold off very, very hard the next day. And you can see right here, very similar pattern, sells off hard the next day, right? So I was looking at that bearish candlestick pattern on the daily, and I was also looking at this 5-day chart. This 5-day chart right here, once Walmart cracks this key 159 support level right here, 159 support. So what did Walmart stock do? It had a little gap up in the morning. It turned the previous closing price into a resistance level, which is bearish, lower highs right here, which is bearish. Once it cracks this 159 level, it's going to go back down to fill the gap below. As you can see, there's a gap to fill below right here at 157.65, which is literally where that strike was. And then it became deeper in the money and absolutely printed, right? So that was the play. It was a gap fill strategy. I noticed that it had a gap up, it cracked the key gap fill level. It went from green to red on the day. It turned the previous closing price, this blue line, into resistance, which is bearish. It's forming lower highs. It's going to try to crack the support. Once it cracks the support, it fills this gap. And then that's when you secure those profits, right? And that's exactly what I ended up doing. I locked in profits too early, and I have no regrets of doing so because those contracts went to 5 cents, and then they dropped to even 3 cents later before shooting up to 85 cents, right? So I did the right thing, not giving back the profit, and I could always get back in. I had told members that, I was bearish for the day. I was expecting a very similar move to yesterday where everything sells off and closed weak at the lows, classic Friday sell-off, where with all this selling pressure, nobody wants to hold a falling knife. Nobody wants to buy and hold over the weekend into this falling knife, into this madness where SPY literally has no support. And I told members that I'm short biased, I'm very bearish, but but I'm locking in my gains. I play it safe. I don't need a massive win. I'm sized in decently, 80% return in 10 minutes. Like that's all I need, guys. I'm compounding this account. You don't need these massive wins. You don't have to beat yourself up because you didn't hold the puts all day. These gains add up over time. You compound this account, these gains are going to add up over time. Secure and lock in the profits. Like, yeah, the Walmart puts went to 85 cents and I bought them at 10 cents. But guess what? In order to get that big win, I would have to hold through that downside move where my contracts went from 10 cents to 20 cents back to 5 cents, and then they dropped to 3 cents later on. Then they shot today. I would have to hold through that huge downside move. I'm not holding through it. I'm locking in my gains. Worst feeling is when you're up 30, 40, 50% plus, and then all of a sudden you're holding for the bigger move and you give back all the profit, then you're red on the trade, right? I would rather be in a situation where I lock in the profit than aim for that massive win. If you're gonna do it, just know you're at risk, and you really got to do a good job of managing your risk. You're at risk to giving back all your profit, no matter how much you're up. That's the reality of these options trading. They can quickly go against you. Now, this was a phenomenal trade. I want to give a big shout out to some of the members within the chat. His username started with a B. I forget how to pronounce it, but he alerted Cliff puts early in the morning. Cliff had a gap to fill. This was just like Tesla, guys. This was the same exact setup as Tesla. I'm putting you onto these strategies. Cliff had a massive gap up. Tesla had a massive gap up. They were both at key resistance levels with a higher gap to fill above. And you could just see right here, there was a gap to fill above on Cliff at 32.54. We had members call puts out to short this stock because they recognized 32.50s is major resistance. Right here, it went from 32.54 all the way down to 27.50. The puts exploded that day. Right here, it went from 32.53 all the way down to 30.74. So when they recognized that Cliff filled this gap at 32.54 right here, and they noticed that at 32.54, this was struggling. It was forming resistance. It was breaking down, forming a double top. You could say a triple top right here, forming lower highs, cracking key support. This is a classic gap close reversal, just like Tesla. We killed it, right? 2 days ago on Tesla, right? Same exact strategy. Gap close reversal to fill the gap below. And this is what you want to focus on. You want to focus on the higher gaps at key resistance right here. This is the highest gap to fill above. Key resistance, right? Major resistance on Cliff stock. This is literally, I think, all-time, okay, it's not all-time highs, but this is major 52-week high resistance with big downside potential. This is what you want. Stocks that have big downside potential moves like this. Stocks that gap up with an overreaction, fill the gap, and then once you see it's reacting as resistance, you buy those puts into that bearish confirmation, ride it back down to fill the gap below. Cliff was literally the same exact strategy that we had on Tesla at 1,090, 126. Tesla gaps up, it fills the gap, has a reversal, comes back down to fill this gap below, right? We had members on this one without my assistance, without my guidance. How's that possible? It's because they're self-sufficient. They understand how to trade. They understand how the strategy works. They understand they don't have to blindly follow anybody's alerts because they know what works. They know how to find these setups. They know how to set the price alerts. They know what confirmations, what reactions to look for to execute the trade when that price alert triggers at the best price to be trading at. They understand and know what it is that they're doing. And that's empowering. And that's where you want to be as a trader. You want to be an actual trader. You don't want to be a sheep who's blindly following someone's alerts. You want to understand what it is that they're doing, what strategy that they're using, where to set the price alerts, how to find these stocks, where to enter, what confirmation, what reaction to look for, when to lock in gains. Don't be disappointed that, some days the wins could have been so much bigger if you would have held, because there's a lot of times where if you were to continue to hold, you would have gave back all your profit. This isn't an exact science, right? You can try to aim for a big win, just do it with some of your size left. Don't do it with your full size. Take off like 70, 80% and then leave 20 to 30% to ride if you want to aim for that bigger win that day, right? So, people, you don't need these huge wins. I'm telling you, man, you compound this account, you lock in your profits, that's all you need. So, that was Cliff. I wanted to put you guys on to that one in terms of the educational lesson. Let's go over some top setups. So Ader was a phenomenal setup. I sold it too soon for a small win. I got in at 14 cents. I sold it at 15 cents. I actually entered these twice. This was a phenomenal trading opportunity as well. I got out because I didn't like the price action. I had members who were patient. They absolutely killed it. But this was another great alert. I had 2 option trade alerts. Both of them were phenomenal trading opportunities where you could have made 100% plus on both. I mean, Walmart went from 10 cents to 80 cents. That's just insane. But right here at 10:14 a.m., I alerted Ader puts, the 4.5 expiration that expires today. So as you can see right here, if we go to what was it? It was 10:14 a.m. This is where I alerted the puts at 10:14, which was right here. This is where I alerted it when it was at 460, when these were actually about 12 cents out of the money, these contracts. It dropped all the way to $4 in like 13 cents. The puts printed like crazy. The 4.5 strike, these puts printed like crazy. Ader is not an easy stock to trade options on. The price action's weird. You got to lock in profits quick. But as you can see, the contracts went from 14 cents all the way to 37 cents within like a couple hours. They absolutely printed. We had some members make over 50% on these. But with that being said, what was the strategy with this one? Why was I bearish on this? The reason why I cut it is because I didn't like the price action and I wanted to go with Walmart instead. So I went with Walmart shortly after getting out of this one. And I noticed there's a gap to fill below at 385. Ader stock is putting in a lower high. It's putting in a lower high. It's turning this previous support, this previous day support, and this support right here into resistance, which is bearish. So again, this was the gap fill strategy, right? Cliff was a gap close reversal to fill the gap below. That's a 2-part strategy. That's the best one. This was just a gap fill strategy. Walmart was just a gap fill strategy. The best ones are the gap close reversal and then the part 2 to fill the gap inside of the reversal. But I'm looking at this chart on Ader and I'm just saying that, you know, this is really bearish. We have multiple tops yesterday. We have a top today with these lower highs. And I'm telling myself, if this goes from green to red on the day, I'm going to want to play puts because it's most likely going to crack this support at 442. And then once it cracks that support at 442, your next support level is all the way down here towards 415. And that's exactly where it bottomed yesterday's pre-market lows, right? So it was a nice big downside potential trade. I'm looking at the contracts and I'm saying, you know, these are only 14 cents. Stock price is at 460. My strike's 450. If this can just become in the money, these puts are going to print like crazy, just like Walmart. And that was a good trading opportunity. And as you can see, once we went from green to red on the day for Ader stock, it sold off very, very hard. You just had to be patient with that particular situation. But that was another great trading opportunity. So in terms of what are my top setups that I'm seeing right now into next week, and I'm going to give you guys an update video on Sunday. Best setups that I'm seeing right now are going to be, let's see. So SPY, I'm going to give you the key levels to buy puts. $438.06. Best level, one of the best levels to buy puts, right? 438.06. Reacts as a resistance at that level. We still have a gap to fill. It did fill in the pre-market, but it still hasn't filled during normal trading hours. So you could still play that. 438.06 for the puts. Now, make it or break it support is 424.80. If SPY holds up this 424.80, it's going to try to rip back up like it did right here to fill this gap at 438.06. If SPY cracks this 424 level, turns it into resistance, right? You see 426 as well react as a resistance level into Monday, then that's going to be a key breakdown short opportunity to fill the gap below at 417. Best price for SPY call options is going to be 417. You better believe with this overreaction from 450 to 424 during extended hours trading in just 2 days, that SPY is going to pump back up and shoot back up and start to fill these gaps above. So what I would preferably want to happen is to buy calls as someone who would want to buy calls with this overreaction situation. I would want to buy calls at 417, preferably. This gap at 438.06 does not fill before we have this opportunity to buy this gap close reversal at 417. So that's the game plan. There's 3 things you could do with SPY. Well, there's a couple different things. So just understand, 424.80 is your make it or break it support level. That's your support level. This 424.80 is your make it or break it support level right there. 426 is your make it or break it resistance level. If 426 reacts as a resistance level right there, then SPY is going to crack 424 and it's going to come down to fill this gap below at 417. Now, if SPY bottoms out at 424 and if it could break above 426, turn into support, then SPY is going to shoot back up to 438.06, which would be the best price for puts, 438.06. Best price for calls, 417. The volatility is here. The opportunity is here. This is going to be a phenomenal trading week heading into next week. The overreactions are here. The volatility is here. This is when you want to be trading. There's going to be a lot of money to be made next week with this volatility that we're seeing on the SPY, the volume going crazy. So calls at 417. We'll see how it reacts at 426. That's going to be a key make it or break it level. If it reacts as a resistance level, then SPY goes from 426 to 417 gap fill. If 426 breaks out and reacts to support, SPY shoots up to the 430s to try to fill this gap at 438. Best price for puts, 438. Best price for calls, 417. Another key level of interest for another potential trade. We got to see how it reacts. Support, calls, resistance, puts. It's going to be a 426, right? I wouldn't be buying calls though on the breakout above 426. I would wait for the dip at 427. That could be a potential great short opportunity at 426. So we got to see. Just know best price for calls 417. Best price for puts 438. SPY is going to hit one of those levels heading into next week. It's most likely going to be 417, right? So what are we looking for on the SPY? We're noticing that right here it bottoms at 410. It quickly shoots up to 438. Right here it bottoms at 415. It quickly shoots up to 430. Right here there's a gap to fill below on the SPY at 416.25. It fills the gap and then it goes on a mega rally having a gap close reversal. So we're looking for this history right here, this gap close reversal, to repeat itself. SPY has a gap to fill below at 417. That's where we're waiting to buy the calls. That is going to be a day trading and a swing trading opportunity. In terms of the swing trading opportunity, I would give it about 2 weeks and I would stay in the money. Give it about 2 weeks, stay in the money. That's the game plan for the SPY call options. I'm telling you, those should be phenomenal. This is what you want. You want overreactions. You want a stock gapping down very quickly, like the SPY, and then it goes back down to a key support level with a gap fill right here. Once it fills the gap, you look for the bullish reactions, the bullish confirmations, then you buy into the calls if you get those bullish reactions. That is the game plan for the SPY. I'm telling you guys, next week is going to be a phenomenal trading week where you can hit big again. SPY always isn't like this, so now is the time to be trading it along with the other stocks that follow it, right? So that's the game plan heading to the next week. I'm telling you, next week is going to be a phenomenal green week. It's going to be an absolutely phenomenal green week. So that's the number one setup. That's the game plan heading into next week. SPY will be the number one trading setup. I'm not really interested in anything else at the moment besides Tesla. Tesla has a gap to fill below at 977.20. Once we see Tesla fill this gap and react to this support level, we see the bullish reactions, we're going to buy Tesla calls, ride it back up to 1,000 plus. That's where I'm waiting to buy Tesla calls. That's going to be a phenomenal play. Right here, Tesla fills the gap. It has a reversal, comes back down and fill the gap below. Once it fills this gap, we wait for the signs of a confirmation of a reversal, trade it both ways. We had puts right here when it was at 1,087, made a killer return. Planning to get calls right here at the key support and make another killer return. Trade the best setups at the best prices. Trade both ways. This is what we're doing. All you need is one great trade a week. Do not overtrade. Trade the best setups at the best prices. These setups that I'm showing you, these are A1 setups. The market does not give you these types of setups every single week. On average, it typically will give you like one or two of these per week. Some weeks there is none. And you got to recognize when is not a good time to be trading. When are these stocks not at the key levels? And what I'm telling you now is a lot of these stocks are heading towards the lower end of their channels, towards these gap fill reversal call option channels, right? So next week, they're going to be on track to go down and fill these gaps. And then once they fill these gaps, we're going to look for signs of a reversal. So there's going to be opportunities to trade both ways. And next week is going to be a phenomenal trading week. That's the game plan for Tesla. In terms of Netflix stock, right now in this market, investors are just consistently getting crushed. Got to be very, very careful in terms of buying and holding these. So in terms of Tesla, it did end up cracking that support at 211. So for this one, we just got to wait for some green days. There's still no bullish confirmations. There's still no bullish reasons. There's no bullish reactions on Tesla yet to be buying. So we just got to wait for bullish confirmations to come in on the daily. I don't want to buy puts and chase the whole downtrend. I just want to wait for an opportunity to buy some leap call options on Netflix. That's what I want to do. We just got to wait for the bullish confirmations. So that is on the back burner. Those are going to be the number one setups that I see right now. I gave you the Tesla key levels. I gave you the SPY key levels. So heading into next week, keeping it very simple. The SPY and the Tesla. Those are going to be my top two to trade. I'm telling you, those are going to be huge, phenomenal returns. Within Trader Society, you'll be able to witness me trade those live on stream. You'll get the real-time trade alerts, and you'll also get the watch list and the important updated price action analysis on these stocks, right? So if you want to be a part of Trader Society, it is going to be that first link down below in the description. Once you join, you get instant lifetime access within Trader Society, and you get access to the video lesson library. That's where you're going to learn all of the price action gap trading strategies, how to trade both ways, how to trade these options, how to consistently make money within the stock market using these unique price action gap trading method strategies. You also get access to the video lessons that teach you training on mindset, psychology, risk management, position sizing, and you also get lifetime access to the chat room, to the members within the chat room. We have a guy who's consistently killing it almost every single day on the SPY. He's mastered trading the SPY, made over tens of millions trading the SPY. He's absolutely crushing. He's having his best trading year ever. And he's alerting his trades within the chat, and he's also giving some educational value within there as well, helping members out. So big shout out to him. And you do also get access to, in terms of the chat room, just for those of you who are unaware, you get access to the watch list, the trade ideas, the real-time stock analysis, the watch list, even at 10:29 a.m. I give out so many good trade ideas on the trading floor today as well. I told people Snapchat's going to go red when it was up today. Walmart's going to continue to crash. I don't have to be patient and hold these, right? I like locking in my profits. Even right here, Cliff puts on my radar for a swing. Those are going to absolutely print Monday. That was at 10:29 a.m. There's so many great trade ideas within these watch lists. You also get access to the real-time entry and exit trade alerts. Leap options, these are passive income plays. Those are like longer term swing trades. So yeah, there's a lot to it. I'm telling you, we got members who are absolutely killing it, man. Just look at the results. Alex, $3,000 profit today. I believe he made like over 5,000 yesterday. This guy's absolutely crushing it. Jay Bald, my success since joining is crazy. The tips in the chats are straight gold. I'm telling you, there's a lot of great members within here. SPY puts 430 strike, 76% return, $2,200 profit. That's 5 times. He just made 5 times the cost of Trader Society. One-time fee, lifetime membership. I see it happen every day where members are making the cost of the program in their first week. Some are even making it before they even join the program because they're using these video watches as well to their advantage. Alvin, absolutely killing it. 8% return on the account. Buck ended up making 54% return on Microsoft. WH, 41% return. Etsy, 68%. Absolutely crushing it, making over $900. I'm telling you, these guys, this is the guy who alerted Cliff puts. He absolutely killed it. He alerted Cliff puts literally at market open. He absolutely crushed it with that short. Yeah, JD's 10% return on his account. Bobby, 25% return on his account. Big shout out to members within Trader Society because they're absolutely killing it. So yeah, if you do want to join us, it's that first link in the description, and you can use some of this weekend to study, guys. Use some of this weekend to study the video lessons. It's really going to help, teach you how to trade the price action. It's going to show you how to determine the key levels, when to go long, when to go short, how to use the gap close reversal strategy, how to use the gap close strategy, what confirmations, what reactions to look for when the stock hits the key price level, right? It's going to show you how to set up the platforms, how to use all the strategies. So there's a lot to it. If you want to check it out, it's the first link. Everything is explained there. Make sure you guys have a phenomenal trading weekend. I'm telling you guys, next week is going to be an amazing trading week. I have that awareness on when a good setup is going to occur, and I'm telling you, heading into next week, these trades on SPY and Tesla, there's going to be a fortune to be made, and I'm absolutely going to crush it, and I'm going to be trading live on stream. You do also get access to the live trading streams that we do every single day at Market Open. So yeah, if you want to join us, it's going to be that first link in the description. I will see you guys in the next video heading into Sunday. Shout out for those of you who stayed to the end of this video, because I'm telling you, man, these setups, Tesla and SPY, it's going to be a phenomenal trading week.